Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. You join me for the qualifying session here for the inaugural race back on F1 2013 in a league situation. And it was intermediate conditions here for my home race in that qualifying session, but I did choose to go out on some slicks right at the end just to see if it was possible, but it wasn't. So I ended up 7th, just about in the top half of the grid. Iceman snagging the first pole position of the season for Lotus, and I wasn't really happy with that, but then again I haven't been doing any practice in the wet. I don't think I played wet for months on end, and certainly not in the AOR season because there was no rain last season due to the differences in pad and wheel. But anyway, we're off, and surprisingly good start for an international player. And off we go towards turn 1. We haven't used any curves because there was really nowhere to go. Jim Jake in front and down the snake to our right. Thankfully we've avoided any big collisions. There was a slight brush with the side part of this Lotus there. And it looks like, there's been a little bit of a collision ahead. That must have been Pepper and Jake. So we're up to P5. Positive start at the moment. And we're all over down the snake, but he is on the slower compound, so probably should be. But remembering what happened between the two of us in the social last week, I did not want to make an ass of myself by crashing into him again, so I was a bit more cautious than I would probably usually be. We do get very close here into turn 1, but I decide to play cautiously at this stage. Again down into turn 3, especially as I'd been up for around 16 hours doing an assignment and I was quite tired. The engineer wants me to make an overtake though, and I've got DRS this time around, but I don't think I'm going to be close enough still. So I ended up hitting at the end of this lap just to get out of the traffic and see if I could do anything with the pace. But instead of doing that, I made a bit of an error down here, locking the brake. And that was enough for Pepper to go for a move around the outside into the parking lot here. Great move. I didn't leave him much space, but just enough for that Marusha, and he got through. So that definitely confirmed that I'd be pitting at the end of the lap, as I was just going to be held up, even if he was faster than me, because there was a car in front of both of us. It was proving quite a good defensive drive, actually. So onto the prime, and I had to wait a couple of laps to see if my undercut would work. And alas, look how close it was to working, but no it didn't. A slight corner cut there from the Lotus, but I think we can be forgiving him for that. And spamming the curve so we can get past down into turn 3 on his cold tyres, but no. I've been on these tyres for about half a stint already. On top of the fact that he was actually on the super stuff there, so I was never going to be able to make a move. And again we snag a break, this time into the penultimate corner, and Rob Knox just goes through. So not having the greatest of time on the brakes. I think my brake setup was not quite right. And I don't know what I was thinking there. The wrong side of the bollard. But then, whoop! I wasn't expecting that. That was Marusha that was a lap down. Loss of concentration from both of us there, I think. Anyhow, we continue, plod along, get some points. Into the pits again, this time for options. Didn't think I could quite make it to the rain phase by this lap. And I thought, okay, I'll go for the fastest lap if that's at all possible. Coming out right in front of Philip. And of course, they're going to the fastest lap for the next lap. I didn't really want to have to make an overtake, so I defended here into turn 3. And then it started to rain, so I was thinking, oh god, can I actually get this fastest lap in? And the next lap we're trying to do so, but Keane, the Irishman in the Ferrari here, slightly in our way, he's already on inters. He may have made the wrong call there going that early. But I felt that he was sort of right, because by the end of the lap, I felt a bit of a grip loss, and I thought maybe ditch the attempt at the fastest lap and just go for the right strategy. So I thought it was time to go into the pit sprinters. Maybe I wasn't quite right in hindsight. In fact, my strategy was well off today. I don't know if because I was so tired or it's been so long since I've played this game with changeable conditions. We did make a collision or two in that phase, but then again, we went a bit early to make it the whole way. Here we come across Jim Jake, causing a yellow flag there, going quite slowly. Not entirely sure what happened to him, but he had a poor race by his standards, unfortunately for him. I think he was collected by a laggy collision at the start that wasn't in any way his fault. We pitted it once more for another set of inters, which is in hindsight again the wrong decision. And we did catch up to the driver in front, which was Philip, but he ultimately held on to his position and we came home in a lonely ninth. It is 2 points better than I had in my first AOR season at my home race, but still a little bit disappointing. Congratulations to the victor, Iceman, who I believe took the lead on the last lap. A great job, the pole and the win. Anyhow, I've been Jacko. See you guys in Malaysia.